everybody. Jason here, just sitting here talking with Steve, co-founder of Wayward Soul Searcher, lead investigator, tech guy, all that good stuff. Star of my upcoming movie, Joe. One scary mother, watch your mouth. Anyway, just wanted to talk with Steve real quick. Let some of you guys out there watching it know what makes Steve tick, I guess you would say. So, Steve, why don't you just let the people out there that are watching know what kind of got you into the investigating, why you wanted to do the paranormal investigations, why you wanted to help me start this Wayward Soul Searchers group up.
I've had several experiences when I was younger that you can't quite explain. And then when Ghost Hunters came out, and I kind of thought they were, well, when they came out, I was like, okay, well, that's a good idea, actually. I mean, try to find proof that there is something after life.
Yeah.
But I've had several experiences as a kid. I've had several experiences as an adult that you just can't explain.
That's right.
So when I was a kid, I mean, the old house we lived in, I bought a class ring and I always kept it in the ring box when I wasn't wearing it. I had it sitting up on my dresser. And every morning I get up, put the ring on, go to school, come home, put the ring in the box, go to bed. I got up one morning, the ring wasn't in the box. So I tore my room upside down looking for that ring. My sister didn't have it. Nobody in the house had it. So I guess about a week goes by. I wake up one morning, the ring's back in the box.
That's wild.
So that kind of, it's like, okay, well, that's weird. I thought about it, that's weird. But one night, my sister yelled, my sister had a friend over and they were having a sleepover. Well, I heard my sister and a friend crying and screaming, and my sister called for me. I go run in her bedroom, and she had the old pull chain light. Well, she had a long string hanging from it with a pair of dice on the bottom of it, the fuzzy dice. And that thing was spinning in a perfect circle. There was no fan in her room.
So you're not talking about like a ceiling fan with a light on. You're just talking about a pull string light.
Yeah, it's just a pull string light, a light made on the ceiling. No ceiling fan, just a light on the ceiling. And this thing was spinning in a perfect circle. Yeah. First, I freaked out, but I was like, okay, well, I grabbed the string, straightened it up. All right, it's done. I let go of it. It didn't even swirl a little bit and then go back out. It just, as soon as I let go of it, it went right back out in the big circle. I told my sister, I said, well, good luck. I mean, what do you want me to do? I can't stop it.
Yeah. So that's like with your class ring, what you were saying is that happens. You hear about that a lot when there's some kind of paranormal activity going on where things will move or disappear and then reappear in different places. So yeah. I mean, we've heard of that before. And if that was one of your personal experiences, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Now, you're talking about the house that you lived in Culpeper.
On Virginia Avenue. Yes.
On Virginia Avenue in Culpeper. And we actually went there to do an investigation.
Yep.
But anybody that's done the paranormal investigations knows that old houses can be hard to investigate if you're trying to use all of your technology for it, your EMF meters. They just will not work right in a house like that. This has the old coax cabling, wiring. And I know that's what I remember about it is the EMF meters just kept going off the chart because of the wiring inside the house. And it kind of sucks, man. Then you just have to kind of rely on doing EVPs and different things like that. And did anybody pass away in that house that you knew of? Or
yes. That house was owned by Hoffman. Their last name was Hoffman. And the mother, her name, grandmother, we called her Miss Hoffman. But she was a grandmother. She died in the house.
Okay.
So it was a running joke that all right, Miss Hoffman, leave things alone, stop messing around. The whole string thing, I told Miss Hoffman, all right, Miss Hoffman, you're scaring the kids, leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was a running joke. All right, Miss Hoffman took it,
Yeah.
or Miss Hoffman did this, or whatever. But yeah, it was crazy. I mean, but the thing is yes, the EMF spiked, but that can create a fear cage.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's only if you see something out of the corner of your eye, or you get this feeling, not shit disappearing and the fuzzy dice going in a circle. It's crazy, but it's
Well,
like,
and spirits feed off of energy, and when you have that much energy emitting out of your walls, who knows what it's feeding, man? I mean, if our meters are picking it up like that, if there's a spirit there, it's absorbing all that, and that's probably why you get that stuff spinning, and that's how you can have that's almost poltergeist activity, if you will, is stuff moving around your class ring, things like that. It's pretty crazy, man. I knew that when I was the same way. I started watching the Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, and all that, and when I said, hey, I want to start doing investigations, I mean, you were the first person I thought of, because you had crazy shit happen to you too. Yeah. And I said, well, if anybody's as weird as I am, it's Steve. So I knew who to call. Who you going to call? I called Steve. And you're the first person I thought of for it. If you had to say, if somebody were to ask you what was your favorite investigation, where would it have been?
St. Albans.
St. Albans down in Radford. Yeah, it's a great one, which we're getting ready to go back to. So if someone was to ask you what was the scariest place that you investigated, if that's possible to scare you, what was the scariest place that we've investigated?
Well, I don't know if you want to call it scaring, but it definitely put a sense in my mind that I shouldn't be in that room no more, was the boiler room at St. Albans. Mm-hmm. That's why I liked it so much, because I actually had a feeling. I was in the boiler room, and in the boiler room, you're supposed to bring the dude a cigarette. He was a malevolent spirit. Mm-hmm. Would give him offerings like cigarettes and stuff like that, so you leave him alone. So I went in there and said, you know what? I'm going to go in there by myself. I went in there with just a camera facing me. I didn't have no other things with me, unfortunately, because I had a feeling something was talking to me. And I just started laying into it. So you can attack women, but you can't attack men. What the hell's wrong with you? So I was just going off like that. And I just sat there, and something told me to just listen. So I got quiet, sat there and listened. Then I just had this weird feeling come over me. Everything, goosebumps all over my neck. The hair slip on back of my neck, my arms goosebump. I'm like, something feels weird. So I kept looking around. I don't know. I kind of feel uncomfortable. But then I started looking around even more. And then I got this feeling in my head that I need to get my ass the hell up out of that room right now.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
So that's when I came and caught up with you in the bowling alley.
Yeah, I know that I was up in the bowling alley. You were down the hallway a little ways. And when you came up to me, I didn't know why you were coming in. I remember you scared the hell out of me, because I wasn't expecting you to come up there. I figured I would be coming to you first. But when you came up there and you just told me, you said, man, I got like an uneasy feeling down there. To me, I was like, all right, so this guy had an uneasy feeling. So yeah, I'm ready to dip myself. So that's a great investigation. I'm really looking forward to going back to that investigation.
And I do want to go back in the boiler room.
Yeah. Well, you have to, man. I'll go down to the bowling alley with you, and you can go down again. If you had to pick a place that, like a bucket list type location to investigate anywhere, what would you say?
Any of the castles in Europe.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I mean, if there's going to be history, it's going to be over there.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, I'm right there with you.
I mean, there's a bunch of places in the States, like the Carnival in West Virginia, Moundsville Penitentiary, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if somebody came to me and says, all right, I'm going to send you and your group anywhere, investigate, it would have to be either in Egypt or to be over in Europe with all the castles.
Yeah. Like Dracula's castle, somewhere
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that would be
Or
pretty
yeah,
awesome.
The King Henry VIII's castle, or all the ones he took, and just any of those castles over there, it's got to be something in there. Plus, it's
Yeah.
all stone too.
Yeah.
Stone, and there's water around them. That's something's there.
So if you like we talked about, you and I both watched Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures. When we do our investigations, is it more like the show Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters?
It's a mixture of both.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a lot of sitting there in the quiet. I do love how I'll send Brandy as my Aaron.
Yeah.
When they say this is the room that you don't want to send any women, no females in your group should go in this room because the blah blah blah. And I'm like, Brandy's going in that room.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And we split up in groups, and we don't all go investigating all at once.
Right. That's right.
So I mean, if we do, it's what's in the completely opposite end, so we won't have no contact with each other.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a mixture of both the way we do it.
Yeah. What's your favorite piece of equipment that we have to use?
We haven't used it yet. The one you just got.
The SLS camera?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the stick figure.
Yeah. I'm really anxious to try that out. I'm excited to try it out.
Ever since actually that and the infrared.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to get my hands on the infrared.
Yeah, we get a nice little flare one or something like that.
When that first came out and that camera you got came out on Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventure, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we started everything. Maybe we had an EMF meter, but when we started, all we had was camera and I think a digital voice recorder. And we got, our first investigation, I think, was a beginner's luck thing. Heather caught that great picture.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really good, man. And I don't know. I enjoy it, man. I'm looking forward to the SLS camera, just trying it out too. And hopefully I can maybe, as a surprise, have a thermal camera for the investigation. We'll see. So I guess let's do one quick final question here. Are you a believer or a skeptic?
I kind of would have to be. I've had too much stuff happen that I really can't. I've had a lot of paranormal stuff happen. So as far as believing in spirits and ghosts, I kind of have to because I've had way too much stuff happen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think you're more like I am, a skeptical believer.
Yeah.
It's got to be really good evidence. And you go into it kind of open-mindedly. You're skeptical on a lot of stuff, but there's stuff that just can't explain.
That has to almost smack me in the face.
Yeah.
Especially if it's on camera.
Before.
Yeah. Especially if it's on camera. I mean, if it's on camera, it's got to be profound. Like, see, there it is.
Yeah.
There can't be no question about it. It's like anytime somebody says it's an orb, I say it's a dust. The reason I say it's dust, because I'm devil's advocate.
Yeah.
That's what other people are going to say.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a dust. It's a bug. I need something that's right there.
That's right. That's right. Cool. Well, let me ask you one question off of Wayward Soul Searchers. The character you're playing, Joe, if you had to describe Joe, how would you describe Joe? if someone were to ask you, what's the character you're playing?
I would say Joe is a. All right. Well, we'll do it a couple categories. As a murderer, he was sloppy. He let his anger take control. And you don't want to let anger take control of anything. But as a person, I don't know. I mean, he loved his kid, but he hated people.
Yeah.
And that
I knew you're almost like taking his side. I knew you were going to do that, because anybody else, if I'd picked anybody else to play Joe, they would have been, oh, he was a sick, twisted individual. And you're like, oh man, he's just misunderstood. He's a good guy. He just doesn't like people. And I knew you'd be a perfect fit for him, man. That's why I picked you for it. Cool, man. Well, anything you want to say to any of the viewers out there? Or?
Watch our shows, man.
That's right. That's the best thing you could have said. Cool. Thanks, Steve. And
all right,
we'll see you again soon, man.
All right, man.